Hey, Gold Silver. Alan Hibbert here with another weekly wrap. I have a lot of exciting news for you this week, and it all starts with our number of the week. That's right. Our number of the week is 500 billion. 500 billion. And you might be thinking this is a quantity of dollars, but it's not. It's 500 billion eggs. Eggs. And I will explain why in just a minute. But first, I want to get to the headline of the week. 80% of American households are in a worse financial position now than they were before the COVID pandemic hit. 80%, that's 4 out of 5. So if we go back to March of 2020, 3.5 years ago, 80% of American households are doing worse financially now than they were back then. That's staggering. That's not a good sign. And that's just the quantitative measures. Okay. There's also the qualitative measures of how do people feel about their prospects. And that is not good either. That's actually the subject of our chart of the week. This comes from a Gallup poll, a survey of Americans. This is the trend in Americans' confidence in institutions. And these are institutions that make up the very fabric of society, like the military, the police, the Supreme Court, the presidency, organized labor, newspapers, big business, and Congress. Congress at the bottom here. Okay, so just to break this down for a minute, we're looking at the trend in confidence from 2021 to 2022 to 2023. Okay, and you would think that in a society with a strong economy and strong foundation, confidence in institutions would be very high. It could be close to 100% in every category. I mean, there's no reason why everyone couldn't be confident in every single one of these institutions, but that's not what we see. We only see a couple institutions where the majority of people have confidence. Small business at the top, about 2 out of every 3 Americans are confident in small businesses. That's pretty good, 2 out of 3. Okay. And that's obviously the largest source of employment in the country. That's really the backbone of the economy. The military, almost 2 out of 3 people are confident as well. That's pretty good. After that, it drops off. The police, less than 50% of people are confident in the police. So if you ask 2 people on the street, are you confident in our police? One would say yes, one would say no. That's not good. The medical system, basically 1 in 3 people are confident in the medical system. This is unbelievable. Church, less than 1 in 3 people. The Supreme Court, less than 1 in 3 people. Banks, 1 in 4 people. Public schools, 1 in 4 people have confidence in the public schools. 1 in 4. That's hardly anybody. And it gets worse and worse from there. And at the bottom, Congress, 8%. That's less than 1 person out of every 10 has faith in Congress. To the 8% of people who have faith in Congress, I salute you. You have more confidence than I do. I hope you're right. We will see. Anyways, there is one institution that I have a little bit of confidence in, and I think confidence is coming back to, and that is the subject of our tweet of the week. And it actually comes from Twitter itself, or X itself. It comes from X News Daily, and it's about X. News: X's lawyers have come to the defense of an Illinois student being threatened with disciplinary action by his university over posts he made on the platform. This is the first known example so far of X paying legal fees to support users' free speech as promised in August. So yeah, there was a student in Illinois that's being threatened with disciplinary action by his university over posts he made on X. And I think it was something around free food. You know, there's a certain event with free food. Turns out he got it wrong. There's a whole lot of details there. And that's kind of besides the point for right now. The main point is there is an institution, X, that said in advance it would defend users' free speech. And now that it has the opportunity to do so, it's actually putting its money where its mouth is. Unlike other institutions that put their mouth where the money is. Anyways, I want to get back to the number of the week. I said 500 billion, and it's 500 billion eggs. And that might seem like a very weird thing. So where does it come from? Well, it actually comes from one of the articles on the Gold Silver website. This one up here, the end of German hyperinflation 100 years ago today. That's right. This week, 100 years ago, the German hyperinflation ended, 1923. And that lasted basically from the beginning, it lasted from the end of World War I, 1918. And in that five-year stretch, prices rose so dramatically, okay, so dramatically. How dramatically? Well, at the end of hyperinflation, if you could afford one egg, it would have cost the same amount of currency as 500 billion eggs just 5 years before. Imagine that, 500 billion eggs. It's a lot of eggs. Anyways, also on the Gold Silver website, there's tons of other great headlines. I encourage you to check them out. Congress should start worrying about the deficit. Yeah, speaking of faith in Congress, maybe they should have worried about it a long time ago, but better late than never. Oh, what else we got here? The Pentagon cannot account for $3.8 trillion worth of military assets. 3.8 trillion with a T. This is, I have no words for this. And 80% of American households are now in a worse financial position. That's according to the Federal Reserve. That's what I mentioned just a minute ago. I encourage you to check it out. There's a lot of great stuff here. Anyways, I want to end on a silly note. The meme of the week: if knocking gold away from $2,000 was an Olympic sport, who would be the gold medalist? No pun intended. The bullion banks. Knocking the price down over and over again. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great Thanksgiving. See you next week.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you about Gold Silver's 111-ounce silver giveaway, where you can win 111. One 1-ounce silver bar, one 10-ounce silver bar, and one 100-ounce silver bar. So enter today and win.